of the ultimate power in the universe.
Last will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. If you only knew the power of dark.
Here it comes.
Let's go.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
Welcome to Lightsaber Radio, the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you will be notified of all of our future episodes. Also, don't forget to press that like button. It helps get these videos in front of other Star Wars fans so they can get in on the outrageousness. So how's everyone doing today?
Doing good, doing good.
Decent. I'm alive.
What's going on, Tori? How you been?
Busy and glommed on by children 24/7.
Oh, you know, that's just life. That's what happens when you have kids. And it
Accurate.
doesn't get any worse when they get older and move out. They just keep doing it.
Yeah, because I still do it. I still go to my mom's house.
I moved my mom away so I didn't have to deal with her, so I kind of won. So
That's the
she
kid-
still calls and annoys me.
There'll be like holes or something on the kids' shirts or mine. I'll be like, Mom, I need you to come fix this.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about, we're going to show you guys the preview of the Bad Batch trailer, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and some few other things. This is going to be a quick episode. It's not going to be too long, hopefully, because I got a whole bunch of crap to do. I got to start this barbecue grill and all this other crap that my wife wants me to do. So, but I wanted to get to it, and I know that CJ and Tori got some things to cover. So let's go ahead on and let's get started. So first off, before we, let me just bring up.
Bring it up real fast. I want to say something real fast.
All right, go ahead.
So if any of you guys have watched this from the beginning, this show solely started on Bad Batch Season 1. So this show has a lot of meaning to us due to the fact that we came together originally with the original crew and started talking about Star Wars just because of Bad Batch. So for this Season 2 trailer to be dropped, this is kind of big for us to talk about. Yes, Garrison couldn't be here. He is currently working. And I would assume Kim is now just coming back from vacation and is kind of just getting settled back in and trying to wrangle her house in. So Kyle and I thought we'd come in here and talk about what started the podcast in the first place, other than Star Wars.
Well, you know, and it's, the Bad Batch was kind of, the first season was good, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see where they go, especially some of the people that they drop in this trailer, because this is some exciting stuff. So let's go ahead on and get to it. Let's see. Okay, over 5.
And buy your freedom. You can have a future. Isn't that what you're after?
Okay, before we go any further right there, I want to, she's talking about they can buy their future. And it's like, dude, or their freedom. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Ain't that already free?
Technically, yes, but you got to think, man, they probably owe Sid again. I mean, with how quick Wrecker racks up stuff for that Mantel mix, I think, honestly, like 13 cartons of Mantel mix that he owed at one point, and if it wasn't for Omega doing all the gambling that she was doing in the board game, they would have never paid it back.
Well, is she talking about freedom from the Empire? Because technically their chips is removed, so there's no way to track them. They just have bounty hunters have to come at them. I'm pretty sure they can handle most of them.
Maybe they're talking about buying their like freedom from the hunters.
Or freedom from her. You know, do they still owe her something?
Probably.
What's
Can
up,
we
Bodhi
just
Collection?
address the hat that Omega's wearing? That's really throwing me off.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I was like, what is that? When I seen it, I was like, she looks kind of like Goofy with it all. Like, what is this hat that she got on? You know,
I
there's.
just want to throw a little bit of shade to Kyle and say that's the quickest that he's ever pulled anything up.
Well, no, I seen it yesterday because, you know, and I was just like, all right, but we had already, you know, we just did the episode on Sunday. or on Saturday, and I was like, all right, I seen it, but then I had so much to do, and I'm sick, like, and it sucks because when you get sick and you have MS, like it's like I told my wife yesterday, it's like MS stands for multiplying symptoms because I'm terrible because this shit is like screwing me up. Like I hurt so bad, it just sucks. But I was like, all right, and then this morning I woke up and I went back to sleep, and I didn't wake up till like 11 my time, and I watched it again, and I was like, all right, we got to talk about this. This is something we got to talk about. That's why I hit up everybody on the group chat and was like, hey, let's do a show. Let's just, and we threw this together like instantly. So, I mean, like literally.
I was mainly given shit because usually you have things ready and then it takes you a few minutes to actually get it over, and that's the quickest that it's actually popped up
to watch.
I literally, yeah, I didn't have nothing ready. I just hit y'all up because I was like, if nobody wanted to do it, I wasn't even going to start preparing stuff. So, like, I hurry up, made a thumbnail. That's like the quickest I've ever made a thumbnail in my life. It's usually I take. So if everybody says that the thumbnail sucks, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, I literally made that thumbnail in like 4 minutes. And then I had to get everything up for, you know, the YouTube and the Facebook and all that stuff. So it was like, yeah, I literally did all this in like 30 minutes. So it was really, really quick. All right, let's go. Let's continue.
You're already free.
Clearly, you're not paying attention to what's happening out there.
It is time for a new era.
Okay, I gotta say right there, that was some creepy shit.
Yeah, that was. It gave me chills. Like it really did give me chills to see the way that they brought Palpatine up, and then when he lifts his head up and his eyes, it's just like, oh shit! Like Palpatine is not. But I liked it. You know, I thought that they was going to change Palpatine. I thought that they was going to change him if they ever brought him into the series. He was going to look a little bit different. But I really appreciate that they literally took Palpatine or Sidious or whatever you want to call him directly from Clone Wars. He looks exactly the same as in Clone Wars. So I'm like, yeah, I really appreciated that. They didn't change the way he looked. They didn't make him thicker or smaller. He looks exactly the same. And I appreciated that.
I'm kind of annoyed that it's this fall and not this summer. Like, I really didn't want Andor. I wanted Bad Batch and then Andor. Like, what's the space behind this?
I only think they're going to give, like, maybe, like, a month. Because you got to figure, Obi-Wan, well, we don't know.
We don't know after what
Ewan
did.
McGregor talking about there's, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we don't know how many episodes is truly happening. I don't know if that was just a ploy to, keep people interested, or if that's actually what happened, and Disney told him he was okay to say that, and there's actually 10 episodes of the series or something else, or 12, who knows?
What if Disney was like, hey, don't say anything, but we're going to do 10 episodes, and he goes out there and he sees a guy, he recognizes somebody, and he's like, yeah, no, 7, no, 8, 9, 10, and then he hauls ass off the stage, and he's like, Disney's not going to fire their golden boy, but they're probably like, you just ruined the whole surprise.
But they could have told him that it was okay to say it. That might have been the thing. Okay, we're going to let you say it in Celebration, at the end of Celebration, or the end of day 3, when your last time that you're coming on the stage, we give you the okay to do it. And just say there's going to be...
I don't think so, because the way he ran off that stage was like, I'm going to get yelled at. Bye.
I'm going to hear about this.
I don't know. I don't see Ewan or Hayden or any of them, because they've been really, really good about keeping things under wrap. I don't think he would have said anything, especially because I know about some confidentiality agreements, and that could ruin your career. Nobody will hire you ever again if you mess that up. So I don't see him doing that.
Well, I mean, Tom Holland had confidentiality agreements, and we all see how that went.
Yeah,
they keep bringing his ass back for Spider-Man. He's not going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Lucasfilms is pretty strict about their shit, so I don't think that he would do that. I don't believe that he do it. I believe there's either going to be other episodes, or it was just a ploy to keep everybody excited and everybody thinking, oh my God, there's going to be more stuff. So we'll have to see. We'll have to go back and view that at a later time when we get to 6 and see what happens. If the next week 7 comes out and the internet falls off the planet, because everybody's going to be, that shit'll hit social media so fast, and everybody will try to jump on there at one time. So, but I just see because we got, so if there is 10 episodes, just say there's 10 episodes. So that's 10 Wednesdays from now. Or no, that would be 8 Wednesdays from now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at, so we got the 1st, the 8th, the 15th of June, the 22nd. So that would end, because we got 3. So if there's only 6, so we got 3 on the 8th, 4 on the, 3 on the 1st, 4 on the 8th, 5 on the 15th, and 6 on the 20th or 22nd. So then we'll have the 19th would be 7, if there is 10. 7, the 6th would be 8, the 7th, 6 would be 8, So 8 would be the 13th, 9 would be the 20th, and the 27th. So that would take us all the way to the end of July. Has anybody confirmed how many episodes of Andor is that coming out? I haven't seen anything.
Yes. So
Tori's
I
got
actually
it.
just had it pulled up. Tony Gilroy says Andor takes place 5 years before Rogue One, and that season 1 and 2 will each have 12 episodes.
So, I mean, that's going to take us all the way into August, October. Even if they only do 6 episodes and there's 12 episodes of Andor, so if we go from, let's see, where are we at right now? We're June 30th. So if we did 6 episodes of that, so we got, so let's see, the first would be 3, 8 would be 4, or first would be 3, 8 would be 4, 5 would be the 15th and the 22nd. And then if they started Andor, say 2 weeks out after that, and there's 12 episodes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that would take us all the way to September 21st. If it's on a Wednesday, I mean, it could come on a Friday or whatever. I'm just going off a Wednesday date by week. So that would take us all the way to the 21st of September or the 23rd, just depending if they do it on Wednesday or Friday. So if they did that, and the Bad Batch started 2 weeks after that, that was started at the beginning of October. That would be fall, somewhere time period in there, if they waited 2 weeks. But then that means we're only going 2 weeks at a time. Now, they could extend it out farther because I don't think they want to run. Well, I don't know. They could run Bad Batch and The Mandalorian at the same time. I just don't think that they want to run anything.
I don't think they would, because it'd be bad publicity for the Bad Batch, because everybody's more focused on season 3 of Mando.
Well, it matters if they did it Wednesdays and Fridays. Like Mando's going to be on Friday. It's been on Friday for the first 2 seasons. So it's going to be on Friday. They're not going to change that. So if they put out Bad Batch on Wednesdays and then Fridays had Mando, I think that it possibly could work.
We would die making content. Oh, God.
Dude, we'd be making, we'd just do the Wednesday and Saturday show like we've been doing, so I don't think it would
But
be
you
that
also
bad.
got to think they're going to drop stuff in between that, so we're going to have to do what we're doing now with other extra stuff.
Well, Ahsoka's coming out in 2023, so I think it's going to come out probably spring sometime of 2023, maybe May. So even if they extended, and Mandalorian usually has quite a few episodes, 8 to 12 episodes, somewhere in there. So if that took us over into, if they started at, roughly November, end of October, or November, December time period, I think it's actually confirmed for December. So if it started in December, ran till, February, then we have a few months off before May starts, and then they hit us with Ahsoka. I don't know how Disney's planning on doing it, but we got a lot of content coming, so we and then ain't the movie supposed to drop at the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2024?
Yeah. Taika Waititi's movie is supposed to drop at the end of 2024.
So I mean, in the next year or so, in the next year and a half, we have a lot of content coming, and I'm excited. I'm really excited when the Acolyte comes out. I can't wait for the Acolyte. Does anybody have a confirmation when the Acolyte's coming out? Is it 2024? All of 2024?
Let me see.
I thought I read something about it. I can't remember right now. Y'all understand. I got brain fog. This shit just sucks. Because I'll be reading shit and then I'll forget it 5 minutes later. And then I'll remember it 30 months when it's not important. Like, the whole season's over. I don't even need to remember this. But I know that there's going to be, we got a lot of Star Wars content. Lucasfilms is about to hit us with a whole bunch of different stuff.
That was not it.
I don't I don't think they gave us a release date on Acolyte though.
I don't think
I know they
think
talked. I know they talked about it at
There was-
Celebration.
Yeah, there was a lot of rumors and stuff, but nothing concrete has been shared directly by Lucasfilms or the trades, but a new rumor indicates when the series may make its debut. It is aiming for a summer of 23 release date.
Oh, that would be dope. Summer drop Ahsoka in the beginning
Yeah.
of the year.
So it would be
Drop.
on the heels of the Mando season 3 dropping in late 22 and the Ahsoka hitting the streaming service in spring of 23.
So then Acolyte comes out in the summer, then Mando season 4 comes out in the fall. Bad Batch will probably be in there somewhere, and Andor will probably be. So, dude, we got like a year and a half of solid content.
Oh,
Oh
man.
yeah,
we're gonna
one
have.
right after the other. There's no waiting.
And they're not going to slow down because you got to think Fallen Order,
Yeah.
and then they're like, we got games, we got TV shows, we got the movie. I mean, these next, I'm going to say next 2.5 years, because I know Dave and John aren't slowing down.
Well, then we
Once
got
this
Rangers
string-
of the Republic is coming. We got, there's.
Tales of the Jedi,
Yeah,
which I
we-
love. I
I would
love
say
that.
ultimately, and season 2s of stuff, and I say we have they probably got a good 5 years of content coming, especially with any new releases that they're going to bring in next year's Celebration. And
Oh, we got Vision season 2. They dropped that at Celebration. I mean, we got a lot coming through the gates. Like this,
which
is gonna
I'm
be
not
crazy.
super excited about. Visions to
I don't
me
know.
is,
Season 1 didn't really give me much of a good taste in my mouth. But
I liked it, but it's like it's not Star Wars to me. I mean, it's like it's more of a fun, exciting, expanded universe type.
it's just an experiment that we're trying out. I think that's what Disney's
to
doing.
me. It doesn't like I enjoy watching them. It's fun, but it's not. Like I said, it's not Star Wars to me because it's really not. It's just random people making some Chinese or Japanese anime of Star Wars. So it's kind of like an expanded universe type thing. And it's not, and it's been extremely said that it is not even related to the canon timeline, which I don't even believe there is a canon timeline no more because they're like, why would you kill the Inquisitor and Kenobi? And that doesn't fit with the timeline. So
There's probably two of them. We're not going to get into this.
Well, that's what I said in the comments on Saturday was, well, there's the Grand Inquisitor and then there's Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
What if
I already looked it up.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they would be two of the same looking people. Why would they get two of the same looking people? Unless they're both.
Because there's a whole
guards.
species of them.
Yeah, but but we know that the Grand Inquisitor and the Grand Inquisitor are both of the
Temple Guards.
Jedi, the Temple Guards. So, like, is it another Temple Guard? But why would they make them the same thing? That's why they wear masks, so nobody knows what they look like.
What I remember, I don't remember if it was Bodhi or Chris that was in the comment that I was kind of going back and forth with on Saturday, but I kind of think that I can't remember which one it was, but they said something about clones, like, or unless one of the Inquisitors was a clone. Well, what if it was just kind of an experiment saying, hey, so we know cloning works for the troopers. What about for the, to get that force sensitivity? Would that also kind of, and that was
Palpatine's main focus.
Yeah. And that was kind of like an experiment or a final experiment if he did them before that, but just to make sure that the force sensitivity would clone also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that could also come, the Grand Inquisitor or Grand Inquisitor is also the person that is promoting. So we just know that they have to look alike if they want to fall into the Rebels timeline and go into Rebels, because we know Kanan kills the Grand Inquisitor or Grand Inquisitor or whichever one is which. We know that, so we know that that's going to happen, and that happens later on. So, well, I mean, I guess it could be around the same time period, because you got to remember that it's about 10 years difference or a couple years difference with Rebels, when the Rebels timeline and what's happening with Kenobi. We know that. And Ezra's a little bit older after he takes after Kenobi kills Maul. So that's why when they said Maul wasn't going to be in the Kenobi series, I was like, what? That doesn't make no sense. Kenobi got to kill him, but I understand it's a few years past that time. Okay, let's see what else happens.
Keep going.
There are.
Okay, wait a minute. I gotta go back a little bit. What
Okay,
the hell was that?
Those were okay. So if you play Jedi Fallen Order and you're on Kashyyyk, you battle those on Kashyyyk.
What the
They're
hell are
crab-like
they? Giant
spiders
crabs?
things. Yes, and they freaking suck. They are the worst. They're on Kashyyyk right now.
What is he
They are the-
carrying?
They are.
Why does it
on-
look like he's carrying a TV?
What's in the box?
Like they done stole the
Wrecker's
TV
got
and
a
run it
Wrecker
down
stole the
ocean.
plasma from Best Buy. I got it. We can put it.
Hunter's
Hey,
like,
hey.
why are you running? Why is Wrecker running? Why are we all running?
Okay.
We're gonna watch the finals. But no, you face those on Kashyyyk during Jedi Fallen Order, and they freaking suck. That's what is going to explain what we're going to see in the rest of this trailer.
Okay, and Bodie just brought up a good thing in the chat. He said, yes, Tori, I think that it would explain what Kyle has brought up in the differences between the Grand Inquisitor and the Grand Inquisitor, between the Grand Inquisitor and the Grand Inquisitor. Maybe he is a source material like Jango. So the Grand Inquisitor that we seen might be the source material for the Grand Inquisitor that will come up next.
Mm-hmm.
That comes up in Rebels. That's a good, hey, y'all.
That's
take
probably
it.
why he was a lot more violent and more prone to attacking than.
Well, I mean, this Inquisitor was so passive, man.
That's
It's
what
like,
I'm saying.
Dude, like, dude,
If
he's not that passive in the Rebels. So I'm like, dude, this can't be the same. That dude was quick to attack.
If it was the clone in Rebels, then it would be like, no, my father was passive, and I am not gonna die like he did.
Even though
so-
he dies like a bitch. But
I mean, it still gets me in Kenobi that there was no lightsaber battle. There was like not one lightsaber battle. I was so hyped
Not
to see
yet.
a lightsaber.
They're
Well,
not
I know
going
it's
to drop
coming.
that
I
in the
know
first
that-
two.
I know that it's coming, but I really thought that they should have put it in. I want to see lightsaber battles. I'm
Well,
old school. I'm
like
old. I don't
said,
care about all this non-force using shit. Like I want to see people using the force and using lightsabers. I'm into that. I'm not into this.
What's going to happen when they stop
Mandalorian?
after
Nobody has
Ahsoka?
the force shit. Like I'm not into that. I want to see force users.
Well, like I said, he was about to get into a battle. We could see it. He was prepping himself. He was becoming okay with using it again. And then she mentioned Annie, and his entire insides just died.
Hey,
He was like, nope, I can't do it.
I gotta say this. I think that at this point in where it's at, I think Reva would have whooped Obi-Wan Kenobi's ass right now.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't
I don't know,
practiced
man.
in
He
10
pulled some
years.
ghetto ass street moves against most of those guys. I think if he fought dirty, it'd be fine, like pocket sands, you know.
He
I
ain't
just play
practiced with a
dirty.
lightsaber in 10 years, and then he has to go up against an Inquisitor. Yeah, you're gonna lose.
I mean, but part of it is also muscle memory. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, I don't know, 10 years.
We'll see
That's a
when he
long
faces
time.
off against Vader if he doesn't face off against Reva first.
Well, I mean, and that was another thing that worried me. I'm not gonna lie, that worried me. I know we're supposed to be talking about Bad Batch, but you know, hey, Kenobi comes up, it's fresh, and it's dope. So, but it like that's something that bothered me too. You know, like I'm kind of expecting like Annie Obi battle, and I don't think we're gonna get that. I think it's gonna be a lot. It's not gonna be as good because you got Anakin's now Vader. He's in that damn suit, so he can't. He can't.
Sorry.
He can't move as fast. Obi-Wan ain't practiced. So I think the lightsaber battle that we get between them is going to be, we got screaming babies. It's okay.
She's supposed to be taking a nap, and so CJ noticed her peeking her head through the door, and I looked over, and she just scared the fuck out of me.
It's all right.
No, what I was thinking, though, kind of along the same lines is, so first time that we really see Obi up against Vader was in
New Hope.
and was in Hope.
Scoot over.
And so I'm thinking that there has to be a meeting before that, because the meeting before that has to be I just came up against him. I'm not ready for this, blah, blah, blah. And the second meeting is the one that we see where he finally becomes one and he's able to go at ease and
I think honestly
he doesn't have that first meeting of him again. and he says that he says that he hasn't Vader. That's a presence I haven't felt in a long time. Well, what if this was the long time? It wasn't back on Mustafar. It was now.
Well, this is the thing that a lot of people fail to realize in that 8 years is a long time. This is 10 years later. 8 years after that, and if you think somebody's dead, because I honestly believe that in their battle that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to, he's going to lose, and Vader's going to think that he is dead, that he killed him. I really think that that's going to happen some way that, hey, Chris.
What up, Chris?
I think that he's really going to think that Obi-Wan is dead. And then he's like, oh, that's not a presence I felt in a long time. Because I watched New Hope last night. It came on TBS last night, and I was watching it again for the millionth time. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm just catching the key tones. And it's refreshing my memory on the things that just happened in Kenobi. And I'm like, dude, this makes a lot of sense now, because there's certain things, there's certain aspects of things that are, when they put it together, it just makes a lot of sense.
It meshes beautifully.
It meshes really well together with the story. So I know that at some time that they're going to fight. They have to meet. But I think that Vader's going to think that he killed him. And then when he says, because the way he looks up to the side and he's like, that's a presence I haven't felt in a very long time. And then he puts his head down like it just fit the scenario of them after the battle and Obi-Wan Kenobi being dead.
And they kind of had the same moment almost where, Vader kind of he looks up and then drops back down. I haven't felt that in a long time. And then you see it in Kenobi where Annie is brought up, how Vader is brought up, and he immediately is like, I thought I killed him.
I think that goes back to Mustafar, where he thought he died, and the part in New Hope is going back to I think he thought that he killed Kenobi. But until we see how it plays out, we're not really going to know. But there's a lot of tie-ins that I was looking at like, okay, this is something crazy. But I also think, in all honesty, I also think that is Rex that's laying on the ground. And he is the person, and I think that he is working with what's the dude's name, the fake Jedi's name? I can't think of his name right now.
Hajish?
Yeah, Hajish or whatever his name is. I think that he is working with him, and that's where that's when they're gonna bring Commander Rex in, because they got to bring Rex in because they're bringing Cody into the Bad Batch, as we're about to see. So let's continue with this.
There are others out there who need our help.
Okay, so we know that
Did
they're
you
gonna
see
be
it? Did you see him? I saw Cody. I saw Cody.
Where? Cody don't come up yet.
Back up. A little bit forward. You went too far back.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me just go.
There are others out there who
Right
need
there.
our help.
When he turned that helmet, that's Cody's helmet. I'm staring right at it right here. The back of his helmet's got those stripes.
Well, they gave a better picture of him. They gave a direct picture of his face.
Oh, I know, but you see him more than once in the trailer.
But if we know that they're bringing Cody in, then we know that they got to bring Rex in, and I think that would be the perfect place to bring Rex in is in Kenobi. And I think that was Rex. When they take off in that ship, I think that Hajiz was talking to Rex the whole time, and he was just sitting out there. He's playing this homeless guy, and he's really helping people out. That's how they're finding people to help.
My shit on a whole nother level.
We'll see in the next episode.
My theory would make me lose my mind.
He was already losing his shit as soon as you saw.
Well, after watching it, I watched it 7 times now. I watched the thing 7 times, and when he holds up his helmet to put the money in, if you stop it and you really look at the helmet, that is Rex's helmet. It has the markings. So I'm
tired of blowing my own mind. Damn it, that was my idea.
I put it on my editing software. So I went scene by scene, and and when he holds it up, the markings on the helmet look almost identical to Rex's. So, and I think that's Rex when he's still trying to help people. I don't know if the timelines fit up, but I'm hoping that is Rex. Okay, let's move on. We keep going back to Kenobi. We're talking about Bad Batch here. Kenobi is the shit, though. I don't care what nobody says.
Sorry, we keep pulling it up, and we're gonna pull it up too.
Why
I
is there
wanna
just a
say
lot
something
of
real
shit?
fast.
Why is there just a lot of shit getting blown up? I just see a lot of shit getting blown up.
Wrecker
Wrecker
has
is
something
blowing up
attached
every
to
damn
his
thing.
arm. What the fuck is attached to his arm? Because he's just laying into people. And I am like, I saw that and I was like, yeah, get it. Fucking get it.
I just imagine Wrecker is whatever it is, he gets it and he puts it on. He's like, does a little happy dance. He's like, yes, so much destruction.
Tears. I see literal tears off of his face.
You guys do love me.
Oh no. It makes me so happy. I just love the Bad Batch. I love Clone Wars cartoon.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm a giant ass child. Man, cartoons is my shit.
Right.
I love cartoons. I don't care what nobody says. I watch cartoons like a 5-year-old. I be excited and screaming like I'm watching something in real life.
I have Disney tattoos, and someone asked me about, aren't you an adult? What does that mean? I can have Disney tattoos as an adult. Leave me alone. You don't know me.
Hey, I got toys all over this studio. So
do I. I'm staring at everything.
I love me some. Hey, what is that little TikTok thing that they got? Your idea of being grown up is different than mine.
Oh.
Mine is way better.
I just
no one
have
can
Peter.
Tell me I can't buy toys.
I just have that. Well, yeah, I know. Every time her and I go to Walmart, she'll sit there and she'll get what she needs. I'm like, can we go to the toy aisle? And she's like, you got 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm making up for lost time I didn't get as a fucking kid. I'm doing it.
Honestly, I'll be honest. I haven't bought none of my shit. It's always been gifts. People give it to me. I won't spend my own money on nothing. Like I don't buy shit. If I buy shit, it's studio equipment.
I don't buy things for myself either.
I don't. People give me stuff. Now I did buy all my shirts. I have a whole bunch of Star Wars shirts, but I pay for them. But I don't buy like all my coffee cups and all the toys and lightsabers and stuff. I don't buy that shit. I'll buy some.
Yes, Chris.
I can look at $150 lightsaber and I'll be like, oh wow, I want that. Let me buy this $150 microphone because it's better.
Me too.
I can make money off the microphone. I can't make money off this lightsaber.
Listen, I went to Disney. And the only thing that I walked out of there for myself is a red kyber crystal.
And an R2 unit.
And
I made her do that.
He did. He made me do it.
Okay, I'm kind of that was kind of an asshole statement because I got to really say that my wife buys me a lot of shit, and that's my money, and she buys me I'm kind of spending my money, so that's kind of a lie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go ahead.
We'll take all the allies we can get.
Okay, who the fuck is that?
I don't know, but they're dope.
The helmet.
It's dope. I dig it.
That?
I don't know.
What is that?
What? That's Cody.
That's Cody.
That is Cody.
That is Cody.
And I think that they're lining up with a lot of the bounty hunters. I think she's hooking them up.
Yes, Chris.
Yes,
the Jedi,
Chris, that is.
That is. And I'm so happy we're going to get an actual Jedi in the show.
Yeah. I think they got to help a lot of people because the Jedis are on the run. And he was a youngling. That's the same youngling that Ahsoka took to do the little trial things to get their kyber crystals. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of. I suck with names, but
I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name very well either.
But that's who that is.
Oh.
So,
I'm so excited, and he just looks dope with this. Like if you look at his lightsaber in that episode of the Younglings episode. He's got a Rancor tooth on it, and it's made out of Kashyyyk wood. Like, He made his lightsaber to him. And it's the fact that he went back home to Kashyyyk and didn't die in Order 66 makes me so happy inside.
And the only problem is I have to bring this up, and I know it's going to kind of suck, but we know that he dies.
Shut up!
The only thing that I keep thinking about is, like, he's holding that lightsaber. He has hair all over his hands, all of that. Like, how is his hands not bald? Like you get that whole like there's a hilt there which kind of protects it, but still
he's probably caught himself on fire a few times during training. I'm not gonna lie to you. He probably has. He's probably swinging it. He's probably swinging it and got his shoulder. Or,
it would be hard to be a Wookiee Jedi. I think that would be very hard.
I used to have like really long hair, and I used to weld. I used to be a welder, and it was horrid.
Yeah, it's
working with the plasma torch and all that. Like, fuck, my hair's on fire again. Like,
I've caught my head on fire a few times, so I can agree.
I haven't ever caught my hair on fire, but I've caught clothing on fire when I
He's got a
wear it.
Costco palette of burn cream.
Oh, Tracy coming in with jokes. I love it.
Okay, let's finish this up. Let's see. What else do we got?
Let's go.
Okay, what ships are
Is
those?
that racing?
The brooms.
Like, what is that? That is the craziest looking ship that I've ever seen.
I'm fucking game for it, though. Is it racing? Is
I
it a
don't know
new
what they're
form of
doing.
racing?
I know they got jumps and shit, so it's like, what is this
Like
a?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater meets Star Wars. I'm excited.
Nah, it's more like
Motocross?
motocross and shit, but with ships. Like they're jumping over
Okay.
shit.
Either way, I want to watch this now.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait.
Okay, wait a minute.
Was that an ion cannon?
Wait a minute. We gotta go back.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell was
That
that
was
damn
an
dragon thingy?
Go back. I'm staring at General Douchebag here. So
What the hell
I
is
don't
that?
know what that
There's
is.
always a
Why does
bigger
it have
fish.
electricity in his mouth?
He probably got shocked. Tech
Like,
probably
oh god,
Tech
it's like
probably
some
threw something
Sith
in there.
demon lizard dragon
not.
thingy.
I hope not. I'm not okay with that.
Some shit that came from like what is one of the Sith planets?
Oh no.
All
No.
I'm thinking is it looks like whatever the fuck they were messing with in the water when they were on Naboo.
Looks like a Bud Dewback. Big Dewback. Okay, Chris. Like, yeah, it does kind of. I don't know what it is, but that shit looks crazy as hell. And my thing when I was watching it, like, why does it got electricity coming out of his mouth? What kind of damn lizard got electricity in his mouth? I think it's like something from like one of the Sith planets or something that are like Sith sensitive objects, and they can detect the
I don't want to
force
go.
or some shit.
I don't want to follow your theory.
Maybe on a simpler kind of thing, maybe Wrecker was given something that was like
I see Echo dropping something.
yeah,
that shocks him.
Yeah, it's
an
possible.
electrical bomb or something, and you just see him out the back of the ship. Well, that didn't work.
Fly.
I know it looks crazy.
I'm just.
Okay, so we
I
know
just
that the
love-
Jedi is fighting with them. We know
I
that the
just
Wookiee
love
Jedi is
seeing
fighting
the
with them.
fucking Wookiees. Like you have no
Oh
idea.
shit!
The rollies.
The
A
droid.
destroyer. Why is there a destroyer in this? Like, okay, ain't the Separatist army supposed to be shut down at this point?
Are they on Corellia where they're melting them like we saw in the first season?
Like, I don't
Yo,
know.
why does the Mango look like Justin Bieber?
Why is there a
hold on.
one-eyed, a one-armed Wookiee right here
He's
holding?
holding something.
Tis but a flesh wound.
He is holding.
A
He's
flesh
his other
wound.
arm.
He's missing his whole arm. His whole arm is gone.
He's
If
holding
you
onto
look
a
at
mount.
it, it's his shoulder plate. His arm is down, holding onto the reins of whatever he's riding.
So we know he's fighting with him.
I'm so
Because
excited.
I'm trying to get a
Okay,
better.
what is with this armor though? Like, where are they getting the armor from?
Go
I
back.
don't like staring at
Go back.
him. Okay,
Go back.
Justin Bieber haircut. What's going on there?
Flamethrower.
What's with this?
Well, they're fighting battle droids too, because there's battle droids there. So I'm guessing there's still battle droids and shit on Kashyyyk.
He does look kind of mean though. He looks like he's ready to hurt
Looks like
some
he's about
things.
to burn his forehead.
Yeah, it looked like his forehead should be on fire right now. Like,
He's got an Anakin scar.
oh man, I'm trying to get that, but it's not letting me. Like, it's not giving me a better view of that. Okay, so is that Cody?
No,
Did he change up shit?
that's Hunter.
Why
But
has he
he's
got
got
orange?
he's got Hauser's. I think that's just a poor lighting of the video because we know they're not orange. But his
I guess we'll find out when we watch
But
it.
he has red, and you can definitely see the red there. So
don't touch my mic.
I thought I dropped it. Leave me alone.
Oh, Chris brought up a good thing. What if it's one of the dragons that Bane rides in the book? That would be dope as shit.
I'm not okay with
I
that
see
either.
you, Chris.
Holy shit!
I see you.
Yeah, that would be dope. I really enjoy that. I swear I hope the Acolyte is off of Bane. I really do. I have a feeling it's Palpatine and his master, but I would love to see Bane. If they did acolytes on Bane, that would be so dope. But we can only hope.
Let's get to work.
Maybe they did change color because if you looked at,
I don't want to have to buy a whole new set of figures.
if you looked at Tech though, he had the orange instead of the red.
I don't want to have
So because his color is initially red, so his
is orange.
It's orange.
Is it
Go back.
faded? Maybe.
It wouldn't
Let's see
fade
if
to
we-
that
let's see if
shade
we
of
can see.
orange though.
Well, they normally
Okay,
don't
let's watch
drop.
it again. Let's watch it again so that as they show all the characters, and we'll see if there's different colors.
Let's get to work.
Okay, there's got orange.
Yeah, Wrecker's got orange too. What if here, Cody's being hunted, so they just take on the color orange to kind of like almost hide Cody in plain sight.
You know what? Quit doing that.
It doesn't matter. There's going to be a whole new set of characters that you're going to have to buy, CJ. Ah!
Yeah, I know. I still don't have the other three.
It took him months to find
Wrecker.
We got Wrecker. We were in Target and he comes and he's like, I didn't go back there for what we were looking for. I couldn't even find it because I found Wrecker and I don't care.
There he is. What's up?
Haven't seen you in a while. Hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah, but okay, so I'm super excited to see this. I mean, it looks really, really good. I know we're getting Cody. I know we're getting whatever the Jedi youngling
The Wookiee warrior
is. I know that it looks really, really good. So it's been I'm super excited for the Bad Batch season 2. I'm super excited for Wednesday to come because I want to see more Kenobi. I'm super excited. I'm actually building up some excitement for Andor, even though I watched the trailer and I'm like, dude, like, what is this about? Like, the trailer didn't explain anything. You know what I'm saying? Whatsoever.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we want to pull something up real fast before we get into anything. It's on the topic of Kenobi. Would you
Okay.
like to start?
Yes. So I know it's a different time period. Like it's been 20 years since Phantom Menace has been dropped. That's a very depressing statement for me to notice that it's been 20 years really since Phantom Menace. However, what we're not going to do as a fandom is go after baby Leia. I've been seeing so many things about how she was a terrible actress, how it was just a terrible part, all of this. We're not doing what we did to baby Anakin. Like his career was destroyed before it even started. I've seen very violent things about, I want to she needs to get an elbow. I want to drop an elbow on her. Like
I want to hit her with a lightsaber.
Hit her with a lightsaber. Like there's just so much gross things. I understand. There's been, time passed. It's a different time right now with cancel culture and all of that. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to go after a kid in a series.
Fuck that kid, Nadia.
No, plain and simple. I got to say something else.
Like,
She
you
did a
cannot-
great job. I don't know
She
why
did.
anybody would be talking
that's
shit.
so- you
She did a
can
great
see.
job. Only thing I didn't like about the whole thing, I don't like when she first going to get in the tree, when she's running. I was looking at that like, what the hell? Why can't she run? I'm like, what? Did they got too much like stuff on her or something? Because she can't
Chris,
run for shit.
Let me get into
She
this
just
real
looks
fast.
funny running.
So, Chris, there are some people out there that are immediately bashing on her. I have been commenting, not on our social media, on my personal social media, but they have went after her. They have targeted her. They said she wasn't good, that she was too much of this or too much of that, and she looks young. She looks like a 4-year-old. You know what? Fuck you guys, for starters. Do not attack her. She killed it. If anybody's
I thought
going
she
to
did a
channel,
great job.
Padme Amidala and Princess Leia,
She was the perfect.
she was
mixture.
the perfect iteration of it.
You
She
can-
killed it. Let me do this. She killed this. And you need to understand that she is only 10. Jake Lloyd is in a mental institution being taken care of for the rest of his life because us as a fandom in the 90s bullied him to that point. And if I find any of you fuckers bullying, I better not see you face to face. I'm just going to say it now. because she is a child and she's got a bright fucking future, and if she keeps killing it like that, she's gonna go super far.
That's, you could even see
that
it
also
when,
has to do, but that also has to do with the personality of the person too. You know what I'm saying? Jake was just weak. That dude was weak. There's no way. I was Anakin Skywalker. I don't give a shit what nobody says. That's how I ought to be. And he didn't do that. He turned to drugs and did all that other shit.
Well, he was bullied viciously at school because of it. People were calling him Padawan, and
hey, shit, I'd be
all
excited.
of
I'm
that.
like, I got
too.
more money than you. How
But
about
it's
that,
also,
bitch?
but it's also a different time period. Back in the 90s, kids were ruthless. Like, my niece yesterday was like, "Can I have some friends come over?" And I was like, "Yo, I don't trust middle schoolers. No." Like, middle schoolers go
Real
after
shit,
you
though.
psychologically. If
she's smart and her parents are smart, they're gonna keep her away from social media and all that bullshit anyway. And I'm pretty sure her parents that nowadays would realize, okay, they would realize that that's not a good thing to do. And you know, back then it was more of like, I don't condone that shit. Like, I don't condone anybody just being mean to somebody else and doing all that shit. And that's fucked up. But at the same time, we can't expect the same thing to happen to her that happened to him. And regardless, there's gonna be haters out there. And if she got good parents, her parents are gonna be like, all these people that's hating on you is because you're great.
But
People don't hate
threatening
because
her,
you're great. If you're doing bad, if you really, really suck, people don't pay you no mind at all.
Well,
it's because you're good that they pay attention to you. Just like the hate that we get on this podcast. We get all kind of hate. People say all kind of jacked up, stupid shit. And what do? We ignore them because we know, okay, if you hating on us, then we doing the right shit. I understand that we're adults and we can figure that out, but I'm pretty sure her parents is going to be like, hey, and I don't know. She just kind of gives me that attitude, even when I've seen some of the interviews that they did. She just doesn't seem like that type of person. She seems like she's way stronger than what he was. He just got mixed up with the wrong crowd, too. And that had a lot to do with his shit.
Yeah. I also think that, McGregor saw what it did to him. And so he kind of gave her a pep talk. It was like, hey, this has happened before. You're awesome. But I understand the whole hate thing. I
can't believe anybody would be hating on her. Like that, she did awesome.
She did. And that's the thing that I have the major issue with, is that I have not seen really any Kenobi hate for anything other than baby Leia.
Oh,
that's the only thing.
Just wait till we get to see Luke. Actually, they're gonna
they're gonna tear that up,
because nobody's gonna be able to be Luke Skywalker like Luke was in originals, and people are gonna hate on him. It just hopefully they got really good parents that tell them the truth, and if not, tell everybody, hit them up on social media, tell them to come on our podcast, and I'll explain to them. Them people are haters. They just hating you because you're great. That's it.
Yep.
That's all it is. You're doing good, and they're hating on you because of that. If you got 1,000 haters, you need 2,000 by the end of the week to make sure that you're doing even better than you was. That's all there is to it.
It's just horrid, just how the things I've been saying. So what we're not going to do as a fandom is go after a 10-year-old.
And we're not going to go after 10-year-old Luke either.
Hold on. 9. I thought they were both.
Well, 9 or 10. But the thing is, we're not going to go after Luke. They're supposed to be twins, yes.
But then they hired 2 people that were twins. I thought I read an article that said that it was a boy and girl twins that got hired, and it was before Kenobi was even announced, and people were like, "Oh, what could it be? Could it be Luke and Leia? Could it be something else? Could they be in a movie or something that they were casted or something?"
Real fast though, with that, hold on while she's looking that up. We're not going to attack Luke either. I'm not just targeting Leia because she's a little girl and that. No, we're not going to attack kids at all.
Yeah, that's
these
just
kids.
bullshit.
These kids literally they're children. They're doing the best they can. And I'm sorry, she fucking killed it. I know the kid that's gonna play Luke when we see Luke is gonna fucking kill it.
If you're attacking a child on social media, that's just as bad. You're just as bad as that piece of shit that went in that school and shot all them kids.
Oh yeah, you're on the same level. And the fact that you're threatening to hit him with a lightsaber or to drop an elbow,
you're an adult, and you're an adult.
They're not twins.
They're not twins.
Vivian.
I know that they were trying to cast twins. I just don't. I didn't know if they. I remember reading the article.
Grant Feely
I don't give a shit if first off, a kid is supposed to be a bad actor. They're kids. Fuck, goddamn, they ain't got 30 years of experience behind them. They're kids.
And they are kids. Like, kids don't have the greatest memories. So the fact that they're able to memorize all of these lines and seamlessly go through this show, this movie, this whatever, and play an excellent character. Baby Leia in this, I keep calling her Baby Leia. I know she's a kid, but Baby Leia is the perfect mix. Like even Obi saw, and you can see it in how he reacts and the things that he says. Yes, she is a Leia, so she is that tiny Leia that we see in the movies, but you can very much so see her mom Padme in that, and he can too, because he brought it up in the show.
But let me go to Darius here. For starters, most of these guys that come in nowadays, a lot of these keyboard warriors turn into these kind of guys. Mm-hmm. They will say things, and nowadays they're starting to act on it, and it's getting scary. And the last thing we need is for somebody to threaten a child and turn around and do it. That is where Kyle's comparing this to, I would assume. I'm not sure.
This is the thing too, and this is not to put nobody down, but if you're committed to a cycle where your life is over and you're non-existent anymore. Your life is completely over, so you might as well be dead. The likeliness of him ever getting out of that and ever getting his mental stability back is slim to none. So that's the same thing. It is exactly the same thing as taking somebody's life.
So are you talking about the actor Fandom, who did Luke?
No, the actor who did Anakin as a kid.
Yeah, he's been diagnosed schizophrenic.
Yeah,
it screwed his life up, and your life is over. You know what I'm saying? But he did a lot of that. He did himself. But anybody that attacks a child in any type of sense, because how many of these kids are getting attacked and putting a gun in their mouth or slitting their wrists or doing something bad, and that ends their life because they were attacked on social media? That happens daily. The statistic ratio on that is astronomical on how many people commit suicide daily. Not even just kids, adults, every day because people put them down. Because
it's easier to say things over a computer where you're not face to face than me walking up and being like, hey, you're a piece of shit, kill yourself.
And that's one of the things that, as a fandom, as Star Wars fans, we are taught love, hope, peace. That's what the whole point of Star Wars, that George Lucas brought it out, because it was teaching us about hope, that we can be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, a character on a show is just a character. That's not that individual. That's not the individual. And no, she's a kid, just like Anakin. I don't think he did a bad part, but a lot of people said his acting sucked. He's a kid. He's not going to be a good actor. These are kids. You know how hard it is at 8, 10 years old to remember 1,000 lines? I'm a grown man, and I will have 10 lines, and it's hard to remember each line and how they're supposed to be done and how you're supposed to stand and how you're supposed to say something. So you got to give so much props to these kids that they are even able to do that, and how much time is spent with them to get the little bits of parts that we get of them talking and get of them doing. Go back to the Phantom Menace and really look at how much dialogue Anakin really had. He didn't have that much. You look at her; she didn't have that much dialogue in this whole episode. She only had probably 20 lines in the whole thing. So it's really bad to put these kids down and really look at them. So we have to look at things more objectively as the fandom. We have to look at this. We are Star Wars fans. It's about hope. It's about things getting better. What if this child that plays Leia ends up being Leia in a future episode as her being Leia as an adult? Carrie Fisher's gone. She can't go back and do it. They build her up to be this person all the way up to the point she's even 18. So if she's 17 and she's playing a part, you know how much better she's going to get in this time period. But if everybody's putting her down and criticizing her as a child, why would she want to come back? Why would she want to do anything? And she could be the next great actress of Star Wars. But people shoved her out of it because they wanted to put her down. Like I said earlier, I hope her parents keep her away from social media and don't let her know that. She's still going to get stuff at school. You know what I'm saying? But at least, hopefully she's smart enough. Like, I made $10 million off of doing that. How much money you got, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she's like that.
Yeah.
I see why a lot of actors are like that. Why? Like, I got money. I don't give a shit what you say. Because that's how they keep themselves sane. You know what I'm saying? Which is jacked up because they're putting down other people, but they have to do that to keep themselves sane because they can catch so much hate. We are Star Wars fandom. We are the biggest fandom in the world. There should never be a reason that we can't compromise and communicate with one another and get things settled without hurting each other's feelings or putting each other down. I'm okay. I might not like something. That's fine. Or I might love something that somebody else doesn't like. That's fine. That's the point. Everybody has their own opinions. And as a fandom, we should be able to intake other people's feelings on their opinions and be okay with that. There's never a reason to put down nobody.
That's Darius. He made a good point where it's really fucking odd how people bash characters. They're literally carrying out the director's orders, who are taking inspiration from the writers. They are the bottom of the pile. Yes, I don't agree with how you ask for something over and over and over again. We've been wanting Kenobi. We've been wanting a Kenobi movie or series, something. How are you going to immediately come out and bash what we have 2 episodes of? Like, just calm down. You can't bash something that you've asked for millions of times. Work yourself up in your head for it to come out and it be awesome. Because so far, I loved the first 2 episodes. They're awesome. But because it's not what you wanted, that's not how that works. Like, you can't want something and then immediately bash it because it's not what you did. You are not the producer. You are not the director. Also, Vivian Blair, she has been in, Bird Box, We Can Be Heroes, but Kenobi is really like the biggest thing. Bird Box was big for like a year. I think it was for that summer that it came out, but Kenobi is going to be there forever because it is part of the Star Wars universe. And it's her biggest role. So far in her little life, this is her biggest role. Don't destroy this for her. She is killing it as little Leia.
That's the thing. I don't give a shit if you bash it. If you can hate Kenobi, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact of that's your opinion. You're allowed to do that. You are ultimately allowed to go in and sit back and say that you like or dislike anything. That's your God-given right. Everybody has that ability. Now, do I agree with people to say it's bad? No, I think it was great. But that's the thing. We are allowed to have our opinions. And people might think that she's a bad actor, and they can say that she's a bad actor, but don't attack this little girl and talk about you're going to hit her with a lightsaber. That's attacking somebody. You don't need to do that. Just say, I don't like that. I don't like her as an actress. That's fine. You don't have to like her.
That's cyberbullying, and we don't do cyberbullying.
Okay.
You can sit back and say that you don't like something as much as you want, but don't attack somebody. You know what I'm saying? Don't say that you're going to do bodily harm or anything like that. If you don't like her as an actress, that's your opinion. That's
Especially
okay.
as a grown adult saying this stuff to a kid.
Well, a lot of times, and what I've noticed, because I've done some research and I've checked on some people that have attacked me, and a lot of time it's like some little teenage punk. You know what I'm saying? That
even then, though, that's still not okay. I don't care if you're 14 or 40.
But they don't know any better at this point, and they just got real bad parents that ain't telling them this. So that's the way I look at it.
Okay, so on a lighter note, Chris asked me a question. There goes your babe. Chris asked me a question. Side note, CJ, you look like the guys who ask if it's worth getting Star Wars Lego game. Yes.
I love it.
It's great. It's worth it. Get the expansion. I play with the Bad Batch all the time and run around and just blow shit up with Wrecker. So yes, it is worth it.
I'm biased and I like anything Lego anyway. Like I have all of the Lego games and 50 million Lego sets. So I'm obsessed with Legos, but I love it. It's really cool. Fun fact though, if you are playing as Jar Jar, theoretically you should be able to go into the water. Jar Jar can't swim, you will die.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, I found that out and I was not enthused.
Are we ready for the High Republic? Are you talking about the books, or game, or is there a game for the High Republic coming out?
Not that I know of.
So it got to be the books then.
I know they brought on the first. I know on the first day they brought out all the authors for the High Republic and they talked to them.
Oh, you guys read the
High
Republic?
Oh, I'm sorry. I said ready. I'm sorry, Darius. I read the High Republic. So far, I've listened to all the High Republic books. I've read Tempest Runner. That's the only one I actually read out of the books, just because I listened to it and I was like, I got to read this. Like, it's one thing. There's just some books that you have to read to really get the true aspect of it. Hearing somebody else read it, it's fun, but sometimes you just got to read it. And I read Tempest Runner after I listened to it, and it's phenomenal. It's one of the best books that I've listened to in a long time. And Brotherhood is awesome.
Oh man, I have 3 hours left on it, and I've been listening to
the whole thing, and actually I've restarted it. Brotherhood is like, I listened to the whole thing, and now I've restarted. I'm probably on like chapter 27.
She got mad at me. So when it came out on Audible for pre-order, I pre-ordered it. I used 1 credit because I buy 3 credits every month. I'll spend the $30, $39 or whatever, and get 3 credits, and whatever books are on pre-order for Star Wars, I get them, and then I'll get a new book. Well, I pre-ordered this the second it said it was coming out.
It's good.
She asks me, I'm at work, and she's like, "Hey, do you have Brotherhood yet? I know you wanted to buy the book." And I was like, "Yeah, I've been listening to it." And she's like, "What the fuck? I was going to buy you the book." And I'm like, "I've had this pre-ordered since before you and I even got together." She's like, "You need to stop buying shit for yourself."
Hey, honestly, that is one thing that I do spend money on, and I spend quite a bit of money on is the books. Mm-hmm. The Audible books, I get all the Audible books. I pay for like different subscriptions on different Star Wars stuff, and Audible is one of my, like, I give away multiple Audible yearly subscriptions on the other podcasts because it's just awesome to be able to listen to the books. And these, like I said, Brotherhood is so good. I'm listening to it again. I'm definitely gonna buy the book so I can read it because I want to read it too. It is. It's
worth it. It is.
I wouldn't say like somebody asked me on the Star Wars in 10 Instagram where I would rate it. I would put it in my top 10, definitely in my top 10.
So Kyle, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So CJ has given me his input. I don't need it.
Ouch.
Also, Chris and Bodhi, if you want to give me things too. I don't read like Star Wars books. I never really got into the Star Wars books. I liked the movies and the shows a lot better. But I absolutely love books. I have the Book of the Sith, and so I started reading that, and I kept calling CJ with questions of, wait a second, why is it okay for the Jedi to do this and not the Sith? Like, the more I'm reading the Book of the Sith, the more I'm just in tune with my Sith side. What books would you tell me to read?
Sith related.
Sith related?
It doesn't have to be Sith related.
It's Sith related.
Okay, so Revan, I would say Revan, the Bane trilogy, the original Thrawn trilogy.
I have those.
The new Thrawn trilogy.
And I have those.
Them are the books that I would recommend anybody to read, just because they explain a lot of the stuff that's going on within within Star Wars. If you want to learn more about Boba Fett, the Mandalorian Wars is an excellent trilogy. Oh man, there's so many books. Shit. But I would Bane, just because it explains the Rule of Two really, really good. Revan, because it explains, like, it goes more into depth about who the Sith are, because he's trying to find out how he turned to the dark side and stuff, and why he's having these weird dreams. And it goes back to like the Sith Empire, where the Sith species. Because a lot of people think about the Sith, but people don't understand
that they
Sith were a species.
I had to explain that to her.
I called him and I was like, so the Jedi are a religion, but the Sith is a race? That's neat.
Yes.
Well, originally, if you it's kind of hard because this is all expanded universe stuff. So it's not technically, Bane is in Revan now technically is part of canon. But originally, when it was written, it was not. So Bane was. So when you go back and you listen to it, there was two. I don't even know if they were planets. I guess they were two different species on one planet. And the Sith were a species, and then the Jedi were a species. I don't know if they were humanoid or Yoda's people, or they don't ever really explain who they are. But they came into battle with one another. And one used the light side, one used the dark side, and then as they expanded across the universe. That's one, and I can't remember exactly which book that's in, but if you go back to Light of the Jedi, or not Light of the Jedi, what is it? the first book that I did on the Sway podcast. It's the Jedi. They were like Jedi Rangers. It was the Jedi, and they didn't know nothing about the Sith. There wasn't no Sith. They were dealing with just evil people. But at the very end of the book, and this is like 22,000 BBY. So this is back as far as they go on actual books. But they were at the end of the book, there's some plane or some ships coming into the planet that is their main planet. And that's where I think that the Sith come into play with the Jedi, because at that point they were the Jedi, or however you say it. And they were found there. Now, like Darius said, he says now the Jedi exiles were found on Korriban, but actually it was before that. If you go back and you really read the books, it was before. It goes back way farther than that. Exar Kun was only like 12,000 BBY. So it goes back way before that. If you go back to the Jedi Rangers, and it's Dawn of the Jedi, that's the name of the book. It goes all the way back to 22,000 BBY. And there's no Sith even there. They're just, they call them Jedi Rangers, or however you say it. And that's the oldest book back that you can find in that has to do with the Sith. That's the very first book that I did on the Sway podcast, because I was trying to give some fun. There's some other books, but like I said, none of these books are canon. They're all extended universe, so there's different points of view. Some people say it was the Jedi Exile and Exar Kun and all them. Other people will go and look at like Dawn of the Jedi, Dawn of the Jedi, and they'll say it started there with these people, and that was like. So it all just depends. If you look at Darth Bane and Darth Revan, Darth Bane even goes back to further than Exar Kun in the books. He talks about some of the other Sith that were way before then. So it just all depends, like which point you look at. It's just kind of hard to classify, because nobody's ever written something that was linear that led all the way up to this. Bane is actually probably the closest thing that you're going to find to something that actually coincides all the way to New Hope, the Bane trilogy. Because it's basically the rule of two. It tells you, and then it kind of follows the thing. That's kind of like the best starting point. Revan's a good starting point because it brings you into the actual Sith species. See, nobody knows where the Sith species came from. Like, in all actuality, like one book they talk about they was on a planet with the Jedi, or they were in two separate planets in the same solar system, and they were battling or whatever. But
and now they're all in Sith space.
Yeah, but the Sith were, at one point, the species was ran completely, and they thought that they were all dead. And then they came back, and that's usually about where Exar Kun comes in. But before that, they were like non-existent. But then that's when you come into, Revan kind of explains it a little bit. If I was to start somewhere, I would start with Bane and Revan, just because they give you the best idea. They give you a lot of back insight of who some of the characters were, who the species of the Sith was. So that kind of all fits in together and gets you in an idea of where it's at. But there's no perfect answer. There really isn't a clairvoyant answer to where it all began. There's been some other authors that wrote books that never really made it that I've read, that kind of go back, and they talk about the Sith species was at one time like the ruling species of the entire galaxy, of all the galaxies, and they were just the shit. They were just super, super bad. And this was before the Jedi drove them to extinction. And then, of course, they always come back. Somebody always turns to the dark side, some dark side Jedi, or, somebody always turns to the dark side. There's always going to be somebody that prefers passion over, the Jedi. Jedi philosophy. So that's what I'm kind of hoping is going to happen with these movies. It's like, Rey is there, but one of them kids that we see in 7, that are using the Force, they turn to the dark side, so she has to deal with that. You know, something like that. Or, you know, she's training Jedi or training, you know, whatever, gray Jedis or whatever they're going to be. Somewhere where there's a conflict coming in or something like that. Because we know that all the new movies are based off the sequels. The new movies that are being made are based off the sequel time period.
Are you able to pull up the Tales of the Jedi trailer?
I don't know. Let me see.
Because I know that trailer dropped, and I would like to talk about that since we're on the Bad Batch hype. These are the same creators that made Bad Batch and Clone Wars that are doing the Tales of the Jedi. And if anybody doesn't know anything about that, it's 6 shorts. There's 3 about Ahsoka and her being found and her upbringing and what she's done between the time she left the Jedi Order and such. And then there's 3 about Dooku and Qui-Gon Jinn, which Liam Neeson has openly stated he came back to voice. So I think he's in fucking Kenobi.
I don't do TV shows. I'll only do movies.
Well,
I see you, Neeson.
Lying ass. I know better.
well, for some reason, every single one that I'm pulling up says it's unavailable. Video unavailable.
Interesting.
So let's see. Reddit, YouTube. Okay, let's just go to YouTube right quick and see if I can pull it up off of. It should be on Star Wars.
They've been blocked by Disney. The trailers are leaks.
No, because they showed them at Celebration.
Yeah, they were showed at Celebration.
They're not on.
Who said that?
They're not on. They're not on Star Wars. So.
If not, it's okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Videos.
Yeah, it's 50.
I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Hmm.
If it's
Like I
not
said-
on, if it's not on Disney,
Yeah, it was apparently a leaked trailer.
How?
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
they played it on. Yeah, that don't
They
make no
Yeah,
played
sense.
it at
but
Celebration because
I'm-
the celebration, the video I just saw.
I'm just reading an article that was just posted. It was Tales of the Jedi Watch leak trailer. Liam Neeson returns to voice Jin.
Yeah, they don't even have it on. They don't even have it on. They got the official Bad Batch trailer.
Yeah, because see if you look at it.
That's a recording of the.
Yeah, they have a
Trailer.
record. Somebody recorded it and has been blasting it everywhere. And I thought maybe, I mean, it was dropped to Celebration, so I figured Disney would throw it up.
Yeah, the official trailer ain't on Disney itself.
It debuted its first trailer at Star Wars Celebration along with Mando Season 3 and the Ahsoka teaser.
Which I ain't gonna lie, like when Baby Ahsoka's being held, like I've watched it when she's getting held by her mom, she looks just like her mom. They kind of cheaped out on that graphic. Not gonna lie, it looks like Ahsoka holding a baby Ahsoka.
Yeah, the series apparently focuses on Jedi warriors of the prequel era, including Jin, Duke, and his master Dooku, Ahsoka, Mace, and more. The original animated shorts were designed in the style of CGI that's seen in the Clone Wars.
Well, every single one I push, I click on. I mean, it keeps saying that they're unavailable, and I done clicked on like 10 of them in a row. So for some reason, Disney is blocking them.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Filoni said that he worked on the Ahsoka short for the series and that it delves into the past of her, including her childhood, parents, and her background. He also shared a trailer for the series that shows footage of Anakin training Ahsoka for a few moments.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that it is that they blocked all of those because I clicked on a couple of the Ahsoka trailers that are on there, and they're not coming on.
He said something about Neeson's inclusion in the series as a voice actor, and Filoni said it's this It's this guy you don't even know, Liam Neeson, but it's not just him. I had his son playing young Jin.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, even
like I
clicking on the
just
Ahsoka trailers on Disney or on Star Wars on YouTube, it's blocking them. So I think they're just exclusive for Celebration.
they need to not do that. They need to not. You can't just drop it on Celebration.
Well, they
and then
want
not
people to
let us
watch the
watch it.
Celebration videos, you know.
I did watch them. What are you talking about?
You know, even though they're like 7 hours long, like, dude, I can't watch no more of this. I keep falling asleep. I'll miss it out. I can't see it.
I'll miss important shit and then realize that it's not that important, and then it's like, oh great.
Well, we
Find
can
out it
agree
really
on one
wasn't
thing.
important.
There is a lot of great Star Wars content coming out. I'm super excited to see what happens this Wednesday on Kenobi. I can't wait for the Bad Batch to come out. I'm even getting excited about Andor, even though watching the Andor, that was like the most pointless trailer ever. It doesn't show anything. Like, what is this even about? Like, I don't even
It
know
gave
what
me
they
clone troopers though. That's the only thing I got excited for is I saw the clone troopers and I was like, oh, hey, there's
I was
clones.
like,
and that's
this
all
is the
that's
most-
all I was excited about.
like they didn't show us anything that made you want to watch that. Like, but I'm still super excited about the Star Wars content. Any Star Wars content
still
that's
gonna
coming out,
watch it.
it's exciting. We have a lot to look forward to as creators, I hope, or as fans and creators, because we're gonna have a lot of great content coming because of this. And I think we cover some really good things on this podcast. So I hope everybody takes inside. I hope we get a lot of views on this and people take into consideration. Don't be putting people down, especially Star Wars actors and other fans.
Children in general.
And we don't want that to happen. And we got a lot of great Star Wars content to look forward to. So we are super excited, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen this Wednesday. I am super, super duper excited for that. So we will see you guys on Wednesday. Don't forget to subscribe, do all that good stuff, like the video and all. You know what to do. So we will see you guys on Wednesday. May the Force be with you. Peace. Oh, wait, I didn't get the thing.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
Come on.
Hit that button.
You're the only one that can do it.
I thought I had it up already, but I was looking at comments. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Okay. Peace, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. Lightsaber Radio is produced by PicFilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Kim Lanise, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.